Your mid-morning cruise into the stars, into the galaxy. So we're about to get into mental health matters. But before we do, allow me to wish Shanit a happy birthday. I know you're probably having a blast today. Enjoy the most of it. Time check, it is 19 minutes before midday.
You're listening to the Morning Galaxy on Star FM.
Right, welcome to a segment we call Your Mental Health Matters. And with me in the studio, her name is Tendai Phiri. She's a marriage and family therapist, a grief counselor, a mental health and addiction counselor, and also an author. Good morning.
Good morning, Eve. How are you today?
I am very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Right, so today we're talking about bitterness.
Yes.
Zvigumbu as a cause of mental health problems. This is very interesting.
Yes, interesting indeed. Interesting indeed. And unfortunately, we don't realize kuti bitterness inotikonzeresa my mental health issues.
To affect our mental health.
Affect our
Yes.
mental health. We don't, Eve.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's our topic of discussion today.
Right, as we're going through this topic, do feel free to contribute or ask questions. You can send your questions or contributions to 0772 162 651. That's on 0772 162 651, and that's on WhatsApp. So let's get straight into it.
All right. Yes, you going to start? Or
No, you can go. You can.
I can go. I thought maybe you wanted to ask me some questions, Eve.
No, I'm actually intrigued. Bitterness. I know it affects your mental health.
Yes.
So I'm so eager to
Yes,
learn and
to
understand.
All right.
Okay, how when you say
How?
it actually affects your mental health?
Exactly.
How does it do that?
How does it do that? All right. Okay, so maybe let's start off by the definition. Yeah, bitterness. What
Okay.
does it mean? So bitterness is one of the most crushing mental health problems in a person's life.
All right.
And bitterness is the refusal to forgive. Watadzirwa, wakanganisirwa. The situation has not gone according to your plan, and you refuse to forgive and forget. And it will always accompany those two words.
Forgive and forget.
Yes.
Yes.
Saka you are refusing. Awuzikuda. Yeah, exactly. So it's a tendency to maintain a sense of marongs awakaitirwa. So you maintain a vivid sense of wrongs that one has done. You talk about it if kunge zvakaitika zvichangobva kuitika.
But
Yet
zvinenge
from
zvakaitika kudhara.
20 years ago.
Okay.
And they're still vivid. Uchiruziya kala yangu yange hembe yange yakapfekwa nemunhu wacho.
Nestep yanga chifamba, everything.
Nezvimiti zvazvipo nemusongo uripo, and the way that you actually feel it. So it's a tendency to maintain that vivid sense of wrongs that have been done to you. So bitterness is not only a mix of emotions, Eve,
Okay.
but it's also an accumulation. Saka zvikuramba zvichiaccumulate, handiti, of disappointments across a lifetime. So imagine how old you are now, makorandi now, over that lifetime. A lot of things have been happening, and zvikuramba zvichiita sei zvichipela up across our lifetime. So my dangers now. Why are we talking about this topic, Eve? Why are we talking about bitterness and mental health? What are my dangers? Number one, even the Bible tells us, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 15, it says, see to it that no one falls short of the glory
Of God.
of the grace of God. So see to it. It means to be aware.
Yes.
Be
very aware.
intentional.
Yes.
And yeah, to see that you don't fall short of the grace of God. And no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. So bitterness causes trouble,
All right.
not only for you, but for many other people who are in your
Around
sphere.
you, yes.
Many other people who come in contact with you. So already bitterness is right. It causes trouble and it defiles many. So what do we learn from this? Bitterness erodes optimism. You find that when who is bitter, they are negative. Havana chavanomboona chakanaka.
They always
muupenyu.
find negativity in
They
everything.
always
Yes.
see negative things. They are pessimistic. Even they turn koko kanai, kotika kunoitei, kwakavhurwa here, kwakavharwa here. They, vanongona zvinhu zvingori negative chete vanhu vari bitter, right? And it shatters joy. And aikupati vamwe vese vari kufara.
Yeah.
Even muri muchechi shoko riri kuparidzwa umwe uri kuitwa zvakanaka iye hapana chiri kupinda zviri kungopinda zvichibuda
kuti maona bhutsu yavakapfeka
Maona
mufundisi.
bhutsu-
But
mumwe haana kutomboiona. So it shatters joy. Munhu who is bitter haana rufaro haana rugare, and it kills the ability to love others well.
all right.
So you find most mama marriages, if my problems are rimo, it has nothing to do with the spouse arimo, but it all has to do with you, the person are in that relationship, because
You're bitter.
Yes, you are bitter. You are failing to love. Not only that, you also fail to receive love. Vamwe vachikupa rudo hauruoni. You fail to trust vamwe because love grows trust, but because you are bitter, you fail to receive love, and you fail also to give love. So this could be the root cause of mama problems aruna marriages. Remember the Bible verse that we read, Hebrews 12 verse 15.
Yes.
It causes trouble and defiles many. So most marriages are being defiled because of bitterness. Parenting chayo, it's also irukanganisika. Remember when we did parenting and mental health issues, take on that parent who is controlling and all. Mumokada utarisa the root cause. It's because of money bitterness. Now wakuno kanganisa even your children.
Yes.
Wakuno kanganisa your parents.
Ka root ka blossom into something else.
Into something else.
Yes.
Even for mabasa, if remember we did mental health in the workplace.
Yes, we did.
Imwe yaisonzwisisika root cause kuti chi, but imwe bitterness in a boss, in a subordinate, and you're making the workplace kuti kusashandike kusagarikike because you're defiling many because umenya ye bitterness. Look at maybe my siblings mumuri. So inokanganisa pakawanda. You fail to give love and you fail to receive love. So a bitter person goes through life ane mwoyo wakangoremerwa wakazara zvigumbu, and chikunetsa once chaita one you continue attracting
more. It's like a magnet.
Attraction.
Yes.
Exactly.
You keep attracting more.
Zvirwere actually zvakuya futi kwauri wakutanga funga why inini ndega ndinoti bp ndigoti ugozvinema ugozvitaura zvimwe zvaya naturally because pamwe zviri muropa menyu, but zvimwe zviri kuya because of nyaya yebitterness. You continuously attracting negative things because you are negative. So one thing that we have to know is that no one is immune.
Of course, no.
To the dangers of bitterness. No one is immune. However, the good news is, right, for every believer, we can be free from this bitterness. Even for everyone, even as the moment you change your thinking, right, what are positive thinking, you attract positive feeling and positive action. But the moment you maintain my negative thoughts, remember, mental health is also about our thinking, our feelings and our actions. But the moment we continuously entertain negative thoughts, they lead to negative feelings and negative action. So we need to change our thought pattern. So when you know the pattern of bitterness, you can work more effectively to destroy the stronghold before it takes root.
Right. That's a lot right there. I think that's when it comes into play where they tell you, everywhere you go, you're told positive energy. And then sometimes they tell you that those conversations you have with yourself are very, very important because now you are building a positive aura around you. So before we get to the second part of the segment, if you're just joining us, we're Star FM Sounding Good all the time. It is a segment we call Mental Health Matters that we bring to you every Tuesday. And with me in the studio, I've got Tendai Anna Phiri. She's a marriage and family therapist, a grief counselor, mental health and addiction counselor, and also an author. So I've got a question from a listener.
All right.
Before we move on to the next part.
All
It
right.
says, morning, thank you so much for this topic. I am married and my wife has this issue, the exact issue. She always brings back her childhood issues, even when it's not necessary. We can have a small issue, maybe cash-wise, but the issue, please help.
It's such a sorry situation, right? So they can contact me, right? She needs therapy,
All right.
healing for those damaged emotions.
Childhood traumas.
Childhood traumas.
Yes. Lightly,
but imagine when we're saying when we're saying childhood, Eve.
Yes.
That's where you get your first love.
Yes.
And you get your first love from your
That's
mom.
where you are molded.
Exactly. You get your first love from your dad. ndo vanhu vanokukoshera who brought you into this world, then they fail to love you. Chindu that will you get love? Will you remember in our intro?
I won't be able to give or
to
receive.
Yes, so she
Yes.
doesn't have love. Her love tank is empty
All right.
because she wasn't natured to love.
Okay.
No matter how much he tries, ari kuda kuti abatsirwe to heal from those damaged emotions. You know what? You know what? It's that, you know what? Those kurwadzi wekoko, it's all in your head. If outside your head, azviko.
Azviko. It all happens in your head.
Yeah, zvakaitika kuhistory. Kuhistory kumashure ka hakuna miracle if hakuna miracle inoitika. It's gone. Hakuna.
It's what you do from
It's
now
what you do
going
from
forward.
now. Exactly,
Okay.
going forward. So remember, I said you choose the positive thinking. Chine positive side, chine negative side, and the negative side is real. Azvisi zvokumbofungidzira if zvakaitika zvishow your childhood was bad wanga usingadiwe ichokwadi pane zvaitoitika, but remember you're choosing you kuti ufare handitika. What could be the positive side now? It happened, but the Lord made me kuti ndisvike pandiri pano.
So now
Here
what
I
we do
am.
from here is what
What
matters.
I do from here going forward. Ukaramba wakachengeta izvozvo, it's like I always give an example yemunhu aiswa plaster.
Yes.
Ukaiswa plaster if unonzi pamwe gara whatever time yaunogara tomboti for instance wanzi urugara uri muplaster kana for 6 weeks wakadaro wakati gare imbovhura itonoti iri kuhila here,
You will not heal.
you will not heal.
Yes.
Anditi, in fact utoita chironda icho chitewe sikondoita chironda, right?
Then you keep removing
Then
the
you keep removing the bandage and that's the same with bitterness. Uri kuramba uchidzokorora, you are dissecting it, you are analyzing it, and most of it happens to our zvimwe zvinoenda nepersonality yedu, especially my personalities, my melancholy, my introverts. Mbwanyoro dzedziye vanhu vakanyara veve akanyara kudai so if but zvaari kufunga mwoyo make umudhende.
They are deep thinkers.
They are deep thinkers,
Yes.
mostly because they are not assertive. Their communication style usually is passive aggressive. They don't give voice to their needs.
Okay.
Saka vanoramba zvachiaccumulate, my emotions ari kuaccumulate, and all they are doing, it's like acid yawaisa mumwiri mako iri kuramba, ronda riri kuramba richinyenga. Ngatisiye ronda ripore. It happened in the past, let's live today. Ngatirarame nhasi. Mumwe anoti what if it happens again? Tozozvona zvaita sei? Zvaitika then ngatimboraramai nhasi.
Right. I hope you've been answered. That she will give her number at the end of the show. And this is a series we've started. We'll continue with it next week. And we're talking about bitterness, Zvigumbu, as a cause of mental health problems. So because of our time, I'm going to ask you something. Can bitterness become a mental disorder, or is it just blocked anger?
Yes, you know, research has shown that actually bitterness, it's a mental disorder. And vakaita research, they're suggesting kuti dai yanga yadedzonzi post-traumatic embitterment disorder.
Okay.
Yes. So kuti anger, bitterness is anger plus.
Okay, it's
Yes.
anger plus.
It's anger plus.
Okay.
Yes. So it's anger,
Yes.
it's resentment,
Oh.
and it's also an accumulation over time, right? And it has been unforgiven.
Eish.
Kana zviri kurutadzirana kwakaitwa, it has not been resolved. So
Okay.
it's an accumulation. Saka yes, vakaita research vari kutoti, you know what, it's actually, it has become a mental disorder.
All right. And maybe just to touch a bit on symptoms of a
Yes.
bitter person.
Oh.
You know what? People just don't like me. Because sometimes you're bitter and you don't know about it. That's the thing about mental health as well.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes you are going through something, but you
Yes.
don't know. Oh,
Yes.
So what are some of those telltale signs? What are some of those symptoms of a bitter person?
It's that, you know what, maybe you are actually being a bitter person. So kanotanga kari karonda if anditi kezvaitika hautombozvinzo zvakafanira nekugaina weight. Unozvinza kuti wagaina weight
Ah, no.
and hauzvinzo
Unozongozvona wauda kupfeka hembe
wapfeka
yaya
hembe
one.
haichakwani. O kana ari mwana hautombonoti mwana wako ari kugaina weight uzoona pamwe aenda kusike unoona
My kgs,
ma kgs.
yes.
So that's the same with bitterness, right? Hauioni kuti iri kutotanga hauioni. But zvaunozoitika manje, there are actually about 3 symptoms that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Anaitika. So it accumulates over time. My feelings of sadness that accumulate over time, there's resentfulness sezvatambotaura. Saka chekutanga chinoitika manje chaunotanga kunotisa ndechekuti frequently you are irritated.
Eish.
Mwe munhu anokufonera so ari kudei chii ari kufona ari kudei chii instead of kuti munhu hello uri kudei pamwe mwana ada kukuhaga morning mom ada kukuhaga nsuda zvongobatwa ini.
Okay.
It's like, and then to my little things.
Irritability. Okay.
Yes, to my telltale signs it got what. And to know that
something is off.
Something. Mahmoud swings from nowhere. You are disappointed, and zvukuitika more frequently.
Right.
And already zvukutora that panapaga zvina kumira musha. So chirichedza anger and frustration yauri kuitika. Even pafoni, even pamwe ma-emails, even pamwe munhu angoita kanhu kadiki. So you know, and then ma-verbal conflicts nevanhu haasi kutana. Kanhu kadiki pamwe munhu ari kutoita joke ari kuuya kwauri if achi ari kukuseka watozvitora serious kutotanga kutopenga kutopopota shamwari sorry I was joking kujoka nezvakadaro pane chinombojoki chinosekesa chakadaro. Saka easily you snap unongotanga kungopopota. Saka izvozvo izvo zvakutokudza kuti wagaina weight anditika kabitterness ka root of bitterness kari kuuya. And then another way is sometimes you feel people don't fully understand me. Vanhu havandinzwisise so mani pabasa panapa kana mumhuri hamunyatsi kundinzwisisa imini pamwe kuchechi pamwe wherever you just feel frustrated nokuti people don't understand me.
Okay.
Iwewe, do you understand yourself?
There's that.
Yeah, you want people to appreciate you. Iwewe, do you appreciate yourself? Remember I said we defile many. My marriages you find uti, even with your romantic partner, you don't want to zvinotongokuirritata, zvinotongokuboa, you hausundinzwisisa what I'm going through. And even with your family, with your friends, mutuma symptoms it what. So I would like to ask our listeners, how is it kudzimba kweduko? Tiri say hatisungobhoikana nemwe munhu hana chatedza zvese zvari kuti zvingomboboikana haudi kubatwa haudi kana kunzwi. You know, even with your family as well, with your friends as well. And if you are single, you find that even when you have maybe it could be your partner, so from nowhere so you feel you want validation.
Okay.
But remember, those people are validating you, those people are loving you, but you are still also one.
Right, and let's take the third one.
Yeah.
Because of our time.
Oh, because of our time. All right. The third sign could be you need to ask yourself, what, are you truly happy?
Those honest conversations.
Okay. If are you truly happy?
Kutombonyatsogara pasi and ask myself, but wait a minute. Am I happy?
In spite of zvirikuitika environment.
All right.
Because we want to blame it on our environment.
Are you happy?
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put yourself if?
Okay.
10 being you are happy, 1 being you're sad, you're always sad.
All right.
And ask yourself, Kuti, in this past week, Nasi is Tuesday, even just from Sunday to today, have you been happy?
Ish. Honest conversations are very, very important. And like I said, this is a series we've started. So we're going to continue with this topic. That's bitterness as Zvigumbu as a cause of mental health problems. And next week on Tuesday. So her name is Tendai Anna Phiri. She's a marriage and family therapist, grief counselor, mental health and addiction counselor, and also an author. So we've got a number of questions here. I'm sure there are people who want to get in touch with you. Right. How can they do that?
Okay, if they can contact me on 0772 781 209 0772 781 209. I have a course that's coming up, marriage and family counseling course, and registration is actually in progress. If they can contact me on the same number, and I give them the registration details. Most I'm looking at my marriage officers, my pastors, my community leaders, because they've not been trained in helping people. So this course is there to help them. No qualifications, but to help you, because you've been doing the work, but I'm not good train. But this course is for you.
Right,
Thank you,
so do get in touch with her. Thank you so much for coming through this morning.
Thank you.
We
Eve.
are Star FM,
Thank
sounding
you.
good all the time. You check your time with Ms. 12. It's time for the news.
Now, Bazim Papers Radio Broadcast.